Hi, this is Brian Icenhower, and I am really excited today because I have got an amazing agent with an amazing story that I can't wait to introduce you all to. His name is Shane Griffin. And Shane, well, I'll say right away, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to have Shane because I'm going to brag on him because he won't brag about himself. Shane and I met less than a year ago, and Shane had just gotten into real estate at the time. And so when I tell you about what Shane's doing in still his first year in real estate, it's going to kind of blow you away. I think a lot of you know I work with a lot of the top producing teams and agents in North America, and Shane was destined to get there in a hurry, and we talked for quite a while over I think a couple phone calls, and we both convinced each other that we could do it, and Shane is doing it. We are less than halfway through the year, and Shane currently, in his first full year in real estate, has 22 pending contracts, or his team does, and he's on track to close 145 transactions in his first full year in real estate, which is just absolutely phenomenal. And it is amazing how quickly you've moved. So congratulations on all that, Shane.
No, thanks. It's been fun.
Yeah, and I want them to hear you talk about not only are you selling this much real estate so quickly after just getting into the business, you've also done a lot with regards to hiring and bringing on and training and onboarding personnel too. Why don't you tell them about what you've done thus far there?
Sure. Well, number one, I didn't want to be by myself. I wanted to grow fast. So we knew that in order to get the results that we wanted to get, it was going to be a team event. So although I didn't know all the details, after we talked and got a clear vision for what our most important first hires were, we have, over the last few months, gotten to the point that we have a full-time admin who's stellar. We've got a full-time ISA who is stellar, and it's given us the infrastructure to bring on, I think we're working on our 5th or 6th buyer agent, and another young man who wants to be a buyer's agent, and he's going through this ISA training process to become an agent. So
pretty awesome. Yeah. So it's not like and that takes a lot of work, because one thing I will tell you, people are saying, how is he doing it? How is he doing it? And I think a lot of people will say, well, where's he getting all his business? I would say leads in business are not a problem for you. Would you agree with that, Shane?
Yeah, we have learned that leads have been the easy part.
Yeah, that's a hard thing when I first start coaching clients. It's a hard thing to say, hey, leads are not going to be a problem here. And they don't believe me because they've always been struggling for leads. And that's never the problem. The problem is actually the systems in place to manage people and manage leads. And that, I think, is probably, even though it's not sexy to be a systems guy, but I'll tell you right now, you are one. And that is the secret sauce. Bringing on all those people, you used very defined systems. Why don't you talk a little bit about maybe your hiring systems, your onboarding systems?
Yeah. Well, number one, it's true. It's the not sexy part, but it's the foundational piece that must be there in order for the fun, sexy part of the job to exist. A few different systems. Number one is just the hiring system. On our admin, we had over 300 applicants. We, in a matter of days, brought it down to 5. We had a system for interviewing those 5, and it's worked exceptionally well. Then, so when people come into our team, we've got a system that helps them understand how sphere of influence works, how that relates to their business. We have some of the modules that you've created, and we've kind of pulled together there to help people get a vision for how their SOI is important. We've got a 10-week process that's quite regimented to take the leads that we do have and convert them into clients, and to both with speed as well as adding value in ways that maybe others don't, that bring these people on to be converted to us.
Right.
So so there's a whole worldview that is like the system that we run on, that has to do with tracking not just the result of what you do, or in the system we use the lag measures, but starting where you want to get, working backward until you can find the things that you can unilaterally control that get you there, and really make those the focus. And it takes away excuses, and frankly, it makes it fun because you have control over your future.
Yeah, and you're really good at that. I will tell you that's one thing, because a lot of the, all of the systems we're talking about are systems that we coach and implement, and everybody wants the systems, but and I'm used to providing them, but not everyone implements and follows them with the regiment you do. Like you said with the hiring process, you took 350 candidates in less than 5 hours. You had it down to 5 people, and then we spent time on those 5 people, and you got to decide which person you were going to hire. So we have people all vying for the job. Where most people are out there not spending the time generating that many applicants for a job. They're just trying to grab people quickly, maybe a cousin, maybe a friend, or someone in the office. You had a ton of talent that we generated through that hiring process. And the onboarding process that you've implemented is based upon clear expectations that you set with everyone that comes on your team. There's expectations, like you said, that they are going to generate and grow their own business from the people they know, and that your team is going to help them do that with your systems, your tools, your accountabilities, systems in place to make sure they're doing those lead measures you talked about every single day. And that's where I think you're real strong.
Yeah, one of the things that was really helpful for me to recognize, though, although real estate is ultra local, the markets are ultra local. The stats and the way people think and the way they search for real estate's national. So we've got phenomenal data. We've got very, very clear data about how this process goes and how the agent interacts with the client. So the data is there. You just have to follow it.
Yep. And I think, and the follow-up is the key, because I think your lead follow-up systems are a big source too. When leads do come in, you do such a good job of nurturing and adding value with them over time that your conversion rates are so high. And that helps supplement in a big way the business that your agents are generating from their own sphere of influence. You're very disciplined upon that.
Yeah, it's worked well, and you have to win, and I like to win.
Yeah, you're doing it. There's no doubt about that. I think a lot of people will be out there to be shocked to say that you're where you're at with your personnel, with your leverage, with your production is phenomenal in your first year of real estate. To get there as fast as you do. And what's so neat too, and I think on our coaching call this week, you said something that was phenomenal. It's what made me think, we got to get this on video, because it is pretty crazy that you have the systems in place with your hiring and onboarding training process and your administrative support systems to do what by the end of the year? What did you
well, frankly, I think quite easily we have the infrastructure to add 15 buyer's agents within a 12-month period of time. Honestly, I think we have the infrastructure to add more. I just think that's maybe a more realistic, maybe just a better goal. But yeah, the infrastructure is there, which is really encouraging.
Yeah, I agree. And it seems like your team's culture and their production gets stronger as you bring more to it too. It's something about the energy on your team.
Correct. Yeah, and the different personalities and different people have different strengths, so that our team meetings, in the beginning when we were really small, we had awkward, quiet team meetings because it was a relatively monolithic bunch. And as we brought in more people, it just helps you think through how to deal with problems that you face every day when you have the team there together. So.
Yeah, no, and I agree. And I've had the pleasure of getting to know some of the members of your team too, and you can see the energy start to increase because you focus so much on their expectations and those activities they need to do in your team meetings every single week. And we're always checking back to make sure they did what they need to do to get the results they want. And when they get behind and they're not growing their SOI, or they're not staying in contact with that because they're getting distracted trying to convert only their leads that they've got in the pipeline now, you're there to make sure, no, we want you to build your long-term business as well too, through your own book of business, your referral network, through the people you know, and they get right back on it. And the more that you bring to the mix, the more that kind of build into that peer accountability within your whole group, which I think is phenomenal.
Yeah, correct. and
Yeah.
it's very much growing right now.
Yeah, it is. I think that is probably that's going to be we're going to get a t-shirt for you that just says hashtag growth, because I think that is the next 12 months for you. There's no doubt. And you've put so much time in just under the last year of getting all these systems in place. And now it's just it's time to grow and watch everybody get better through each other, which is really exciting. Well, Shane, thank you so much for being on this. Thanks for stressing the importance of all your systems and how following these proven models is really such an integral part of things, because I'm really proud of what you've done. And I'm really happy that everybody gets to kind of hear about it too. I think you're going to motivate a lot of people.
Well, good. Well, thanks for having me on. It's been fun, and I look forward to what the next 12 months looks like here.
Agreed. All right, sir. Have a good one.
Thank you. Have a good day.